Got a big problem on I-24 eastbound. You've got the 3 left lanes blocked by a multi-vehicle crash. It is just past Bell Road. It's backed up beyond Bell Road, and so is Bell Road, either side of I-24, due to that crash. Traffic every 10 minutes every morning on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
What's going on, kids? It is the Matt Murphy Radio Show. Conveniently, my name is Matt Murphy, and we've got 4 hours together. Thank you for being here, whatever time you're able to give us. We're certainly appreciative of that. It is 3:06 in the afternoon. Let me get the pleasantries out of the way, and we'll get this program lumbering under its own weight. It is episode 718 of our time together since I started my version of talk radio in Nashville, Tennessee, some 3 years ago. It is also Locks for Trump Day 303. I've been growing out these luscious locks for that length of time in anticipation of Donald Trump's inauguration, which happens, gosh, I guess it's 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Hot dang, we got 3 weeks. How about that? 3 weeks from today, Donald Trump will be taking the oath of office at high noon, so I guess we'll be a little after it. We'll be taking the oath of office and become the 47th president of the United States of America. Cannot come quickly enough. We are on a variety of platforms for your amusement, edification, and entertainment, to include 99.7 on the FM dial. We're also on a variety of streaming applications. All you have to do, if you're on a streaming app that streams music or news or information or whatever, you just type us in at Supertalk 99.7 WTN. And there we are. And you take us wherever you go. You can also download our own app and take us there. And we're on Talk TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. Like and subscribe. If you won't do us that favor, then I don't know what to talk to you about. Just do us that favor. Just hit the thumbs up button. And thank you to our good friends at US Pest for bringing you the Matt Murphy Radio Show on a day-to-day basis. Also bringing you the Matt Murphy Radio Show is Chris Weber. He's behind the glass, making sure that everything that comes out of our speakers sounds as good as humanly possible. Hello, Mr. Weber.
Hey, how you doing?
Good weekend?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah? Relaxing?
For the most part, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, put the Christmas stuff away.
Already?
Oh, yeah, I don't waste any time. I'm not going to mess around with it. Packing it up, baby.
You know, and also, before I start getting into this discussion, because I'm curious where Weaver is on it, there's Mr. Kenneth Weaver, also known as Brother Ken. He's back in News Closet B, gathering headlines as we speak. Hello, Ken Weaver.
How about you?
What's going on?
Nothing much, man. Just looking at this crash on I-24.
That's a good day already.
It's not just the 3 left lanes. It's all 4 of them blocked right there at Hickory Hollow Parkway.
No. Well, I hope everybody's okay, first and foremost.
Well, looks like looks like everybody is. Just looks like maybe some fenders bent up a little bit there.
Oh, you got me curious enough that I'm looking at. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's going to be nice. That's going to be a nice backup, Ken.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a nice backup. Hopefully it's over with by the time I head home.
Well, it's if it were any other interstate in this community.
I don't care about anybody else. And we got that big football game going on over at Nissan Stadium.
Yeah, so
right.
this was a discussion point in my household, and right before I came on air when we were talking to Chad Benson. I recall, at least in my experience, that it's always been on New Year's Eve.
I thought it was too. But I'm not sure.
I will third that. I thought it was as well, yeah.
I have a feeling that either the construction or the fact that the New Year's Eve party in Nashville has become,
that could be, yeah.
Our Nashville party has become, tell me if I'm late to the game here, but it's become a national event.
Oh, it's become an international event.
It's a big deal.
Yes, sir.
I would suggest that outside of New York City, tell me the one that's bigger.
I don't know of one.
I would say that's one, too.
Yeah, unless you go, somewhere to, Paris or something like that.
Right, sure, an international city.
But, yeah, Nashville, man. And Keith Urban, I mean, man, he just keeps playing them, too. I mean,
I
he
love
does
it.
free of charge.
You mean our neighbor, Keith Urban?
That's right, our neighbor.
Our good friend and neighbor. Has he have we taken Keith something yet?
Now, I was hoping he'd bring us some biscuits or some cookies or something like that.
Vegemite.
A Vegemite sandwich.
Hold on. If you're watching on Talk TV, here's my impersonation of Keith Urban giving Chris Webber some Vegemite. You ready?
Yeah.
You can get it because he's so short.
Is he short?
Oh, yeah, I think he's short.
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. That's joke number one failed. Hold on.
You think I might be taller than him?
Joke number one failed. Well, let's not get crazy, Ken.
I mean, you got to keep in mind Nicole Kidman is a long, tall drink of water. So maybe he just appears short because she's tall and wearing heels.
Might be the case.
She is tall.
That might be the case.
She's heavily taller than me.
I mean, I would think that Nicole Kidman, if I had to guess, I would say Nicole Kidman is 5 foot and 8 inches tall. That's what I would guess.
I bet she's taller than that, bro.
Okay.
I bet she is,
Let's
too.
see here.
According to the Google machine, Keith Urban is 5'10".
Well, Keith Urban.
He's definitely taller than I am.
All right, you guys hold down the fort. I'm going to go next door and apologize to Keith for calling him short.
Yeah, he's 5'10", she's 5'11".
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And of course,
okay.
any red carpet appearances, she's probably wearing
Got the
6-inch heels. So.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Urban, I humbly apologize for besmirching your tallness.
What do you mean he's our neighbor? What are y'all talking about?
Keith Urban bought the building next door.
Right behind us here.
Oh, this one back here?
Yes. He's fixing it up.
Isn't that where Taylor Swift, recorded one of her albums?
I don't know.
Could be.
But we are on I like to call it the dead end of Music Row here in the palatial studios of Cumulus Nashville / WTN. And apparently it was a story that I heard that he looked briefly at our building.
Then he saw us.
Well, he saw the building.
And he said,
It's like, well, I'll never get those stains out.
He said, never mind, mate.
Right, let's look at next door then. That's the best I got. My Australian accent is consistent with the person that used to talk to me on my GPS machine.
Yeah.
He was Australian.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like it's a nice day. Might want to grab your sunnies, mate. That's what he would say to me.
At all cost, avoid I-24.
Wouldn't want to go down there, mate. Lots of tragedy and crashes. Anyway.
Might be a knife or two. Wait, that's not a knife. This is a knife.
It's still a great scene. It's still, it's still. Did you see it in real time, Weber?
No, I saw it
later
on television. Yeah.
I saw it at the theater.
I saw it in the movies when I was a kid. And it was it's still just a moment seared into my memory.
Mm-hmm.
When she says, Mick, do what he wants. He's got a knife. That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Just so matter of fact.
All right, so back to the original question. Ken,
yes.
When do you take down, do you have holiday decorations? I guess I should start at the beginning.
I do have Christmas decorations. I do indeed. And I have not taken them down this year. Usually by now I have taken them down, but I don't know. The company didn't give us any days off.
You're not gonna waste a weekend doing that kind of crap, are you?
No.
No, you're not going to take your Saturday and Sunday and ruin it by taking down holiday
So
decorations.
because of that, I'm probably going to have to leave them up until Valentine's Day.
What about Wednesday?
No, I've got too much to do on Wednesday.
You've got foosball to watch.
Football. I got football and eating.
That counts, by the way.
Yeah.
Just announce it. But for those who missed it last week, we're on a clock when we talk about football.
Oh,
3 minute clock. Chris Webber's in charge. We only get 3 minutes a show.
Yeah.
That's for those of you who hate it when we talk about football.
So we're at 30 seconds. So we got 2.5 minutes left.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
But see, here's the thing on the Christmas decor. My wife is very superstitious when it comes to New Year's Day. Mm-hmm. So it has to be down before New Year's Day. And so we just said, well, we've got this weekend here. We got some time to put it away. So we just got rid of it all yesterday.
No, I dig that. My grandmother was the same way. My grandmother believed that if your Christmas decorations were up on New Year's Day, that you would have bad luck all year. That's what she said. Goodness. And she was steadfast about it. You got to get them down.
Yeah.
Which is odd because she came from a generation, and that was the point I was going to make. Like we have flipped it. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, y'all tell me if I'm wrong, but there was a time when people didn't get their Christmas tree until Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Yep. And then left it up through the 12 days of Christmas, I guess, through January.
Through Epiphany, right, as it's known. And then, in somewhere in the middle of January, take it down.
Yep.
And now we kind of do it the opposite direction where people are putting up their Christmas decorations in, October.
That's what it seems.
Yeah. I recall, I think last year I had the day after Christmas off. And, no, wait a minute. Never mind. I'm sorry about that. I had New Year's Eve off, and I took it down New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Well, why no New Year's Eve off this year, Ken?
I don't know. Maybe I'm going to have to report on traffic on I-24.
Well, let's hope that everybody's decorations are where they need to be, depending on your point of view and your perspective on all of the holiday season. Hope you get them down before January 1st, however, because if you don't, my grandmother says that 2025 is going to be a sucky year for all of you.
You've been warned.
You've been duly warned. And you know what? At some point, probably tomorrow, I'm going to open up the phones to people who are actually going to the Bicentennial Mall tomorrow night. I'm just...
That's dangerous. If they're the type of people that will brave that kind of crap, I'm not sure we want to talk to them.
I mean, are we in simpatico? All three? I think the three of us are in simpatico on this issue. I go into a crowd only when it is something that overcomes my aversion to crowds. Like a football game. Like I will go to watch the Georgia Bulldogs, despite the fact that I know that 85,000 other people will be there annoying me. Because I love the Georgia Bulldogs. There is nothing, no disrespect to our new neighbor, Keith Urban, there is nothing down there that would overcome my aversion to, 200,000 people?
Yeah.
That's the report?
Yes. That's from police.
And I would think that's probably going to be accurate.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, man. I mean, today, whenever I, arrived over here on Demumbrian, to come to work, I mean, man, folks, they're already out and about. They're walking down toward all those bars.
Y'all spend your money.
Woo! Yes.
Spend your money. Spend your money because we need as much as we can get into the Nashville coffers. A subject, great segue here, that we will be talking about at 4:05 this afternoon with our man Ben Cunningham, who is a tax advocate and activist.
Yeah.
Ben was, along with Phil Valentine and others at Supertalk 99.7 WTN, instrumental in defeating what was then a push to pass a state income tax in the state of Tennessee back in, 2008-ish, somewhere around in there. I might have the dates wrong there. But Ben is alerting us to the fact that Freddie O'Connell has all but said he is raising property taxes in Davidson County. And I wonder how many of you that went out and voted for that silly tax regarding bus systems and light structures in the city of Nashville, how silly you feel thinking that you weren't going to have your taxes raised anyway, which they're doing. We'll talk about that at 4:05 this afternoon. At 5:05 this afternoon, Congressman Tim Burchett will discuss H-1B visas. He'll discuss the Speaker of the House race. We'll talk about priorities moving into the new session of Congress, amongst other things. Plus, I'm going to ask Burchett, and I'll ask you along with him, what happened to the conversation about the drones? Weren't we going to find out what the drones were all about? Apparently, we're not going to find out what the drones were all about because nobody is reporting on it any longer. But we start here on the afternoon show with this. My first memory of politics, my first memory, and it is seared into my head. It's not one of the first. It is not maybe the first. It is the first memory that I have of politics, something that I do for a living now. Happened in November of 1980 when three men were vying for the highest political office, not in the land, but in the world. Those three were Ronald Wilson Reagan, Jimmy Carter, and John Anderson was I guess he was the independent or libertarian candidate. I don't know a lot about Anderson, but we know a lot about the other two. Jimmy Carter, as you have no doubt heard, passed away at the age of 100 over the weekend. He had been in hospice care for the better part of 2 years. Jimmy Carter lasted, look, who among us would not take 90, much less 100? We will not refer to Jimmy Carter's passing as surprising or shocking anyway, because when you reach 100, there is no surprise, nor is there any shock. I was talking to Chad over the break. I asked him, I said, hey, do you think I can tell the Babylon Bee joke on air? And he goes, I already beat you to it, and they've already beaten me up about it. The Babylon Bee headline was Jimmy Carter decides not to attend the Trump inauguration.
Oh.
Well, see, if you're can we not make a rule that if you're 100, we get to make the jokes? You're 100. That is, call it clean living, call it whatever you want, but that is life's lottery. You reached 3 figures. Congratulations. I think we can joke about it. No? No good?
Maybe next week.
Too soon?
Well, it's not like it's not like it's shocking.
Exactly. You're 100.
Yeah.
I don't remember a headline coming out over the weekend about Jimmy Carter in this regard, but I distinctly remember when Betty White died, and I don't know if she reached 100, but she was certainly like somewhere up there.
I think she was 99.
And there was a headline that referred to it as like a surprising death. I'm like, what? If you reach that age, maybe it was Queen Elizabeth that did that too. Queen Elizabeth II, where they called her death surprising. I'm like, what? She's 98.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Jimmy Carter dies at the age of 100. Now, this highlights what I would describe as just the awful cesspool side of social media. Because I made a comment about Jimmy Carter on social media with regard to his life, particularly his post-presidency and his presidency. And unsurprisingly, on the X machine, you can find me at Matt Murphy Show, I was lambasted because you're going to get if you put any position up on social media, somebody's going to come after you for it. And that's fine. I'm comfortable in my positions. But I was a little surprised that people went after me on this one. I'll share what I said, what the response was, and offer my retort coming up in just a moment regarding Jimmy Carter, dead at the age of 100. That's coming next. It's 22 after the hour. You're listening to Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, friends, it's Matt Murphy, and I'd like to update you with exciting news with my friends at Brentwood Hearing Center. Their team of audiologists are always committed to finding the most modern hearing device technology available on the market and providing it to you here in Middle Tennessee. And their leadership team recently attended the launch of a revolutionary new hearing aid called the Phonak Sphere. It is dedicated to helping patients hear well in situations where there might be background noise. For example, we were talking about the football game at Nissan Stadium earlier this afternoon. What if you were at that football game and you could not hear conversations around you because of the background noise? What if you're at an event, a holiday party, and you can't hear the person in front of you because of the noise behind them? Well, if you're having difficulty hearing conversation when there's background noise, please do me a favor. Contact Brentwood Hearing Center. Give them a call and schedule your demonstration of this industry-changing hearing aid technology, which connects directly to your smartphone and directly to your smart TV. Now, if you have any hearing loss whatsoever, you need to contact Brentwood Hearing Center because that's not going to solve itself. Brentwood Hearing Center. Better hearing for a better life. Call 615-377-0420, 377-0420, or online at BrentwoodHearingCenter.com. Brentwood Hearing Center. Better hearing for a better life.
The guaranteed offer is the easiest way to sell your home. It's really simple. We bring you an all-cash offer. You close in as little as 21 days. No home inspections, no lock boxes, no open houses. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer and start packing.
A class action lawsuit seeks refunds for some Nashville homeowners. We'll tell you why coming up at 3:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Thank you much, Mr. Weaver. 26 minutes after the hour, 26 after 3 o'clock, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Thank you for being with us. Anytime you want to give us a call, I absolutely love having conversations with those of you on the phone lines and on the Super Text line, both available at 615-737-9986. 615-737-9986. Several of you already responding regarding the death of Jimmy Carter. Darren says Jimmy Carter ate a lot of peanuts. That's what made him live so long. Maybe so. Jason said, at least you didn't make an over my dead body kind of joke, Matt Murphy. True enough. I would never. By the way, listen, we got one life to live, and I want to have a good time on this earth before we meet our grand and great reward. So it's never too soon for me. Never too soon for me. I just know that at your own peril, that it's never too soon. Jason writes in and says, I'm happy that John Anderson's political career didn't work out. I love Seminole win and swing. I think that's the same. I don't think that's the same guy.
Are you sure?
Although I would love it if it was. Country music superstar John Anderson received 8 million votes in the presidential election. Hell, he would have gotten that many this time around, I bet. That's pretty good. So Jimmy Carter, I mean, obviously the man's legacy is not about his presidency. The man's legacy is about his goodness and his kindness. I was a little surprised because I made a comment about Jimmy Carter on my X platform. You find me mostly on X. You're invited to come over and be a part of it at Matt Murphy Show. I'm even more bawdy and raucous over there at Matt Murphy Show. It says it right there in my head in my bio, Ken. And I don't apologize. It says lawnmower repair and secondhand books, been known to cuss. So I kind of feel like that frees me up to say what I want to say when things go wrong on social media. So let me find it here. I made a comment about Jimmy Carter, and it was, I thought, fairly innocuous. And it said, hold on, man, I tweet a lot. You guys need to follow me because here we go. Oh wait, no, that's the reflection that I had about the comment that I made that people started giving me hell about. Jimmy Carter. This is what I said. Jimmy Carter was a good person, as wrong as he might have been on any